Hello, my paper crafting friends. It's Lynn and today I wanted to unveil the artwork that I created with photos on it and show you my fabulous trip that I had to Tahiti. It's been a long time since I've done something like this, and I thought, why not share it with you so you could see the possibilities of using all of the layouts that we create and putting photos on the pages. So I'd like to show you how we use Deck the Palms. It was a 28-page workshop, and believe it or not, the items are still available except for maybe the acrylics, but everything is. So I'll post that shopping list in case you're interested. But it's a fabulous workshop and a tropical vacation that it was just an amazing trip. So let me show you, and I'm going to talk about other things that I've added just so you have an idea of what I'm referring to. But this was our title page. This is my title page, Paradise. It's totally a paradise. We were in Moorea, in Tahiti, and we took this photo up on the hill, and little did we know that one of these, right here actually, this was the bungalow we were going to have over the water. I want to put an arrow there, and I still might do that, but isn't that pretty? So this is the title of my book. First page. And just so you know, like we do things like this where we cut out pieces of the paper so we can use it on another page. And the corresponding page is actually the last page of my album. Now, the next layout was not from Deck the Palms. This was from Wander, and it had Time to Travel. And this has been a trip that was postponed like 2 or 3 times. This was done in November, so COVID was starting to become under control. So it was a great way for me to scrapbook the journey of getting started to travel again. It was just so nice. So it doesn't quite go with the tropical theme, but it's still something I wanted to include in my story or my album about going to Tahiti. I mean, really, getting there, getting off the plane and arriving, and you know how you feel. You're tired when you get there. It's been a long flight. And you're just looking to have a bite to eat and a cool drink, right? So that is those pages. Now, this is actually a layout that we designed with Deck the Palms. And the original layout had the getaway up here. So I modified it so that I could work with landscaped photos, right? So you can see how the photos are here. And I love adding little items. And these were some white letters that I sponged in color. So you can do things like that. We use some of our acrylics, but just to show you that, you know, I always like to take photos of where we're staying and what our room looks like, and then telling a little bit of the story behind it. This was an Airbnb we had just for 2 nights before we went to the hotel, the Westin. What a great place. And really, I'm so lucky to have customers like you who help me achieve these trips. This was like a bucket list place, and I earned this with close to my heart. So thank you so much for your support and helping me go on to these great vacations. So here you can see I'm actually going to use a flip flap, but it was so stunning. The place itself was stunning, but here you can see this is all Deck the Palms, all the papers, and all the pieces that we used here. And here we're fussy cutting out of the paper, which was kind of cool. And then I have photos again of what our room was like, which was totally awesome over the water. How much fun we had with our friends visiting us while we stayed in this bungalow. So what was also cool is that Rick was able to just dive right off of this area. There was stairs for him to go right into the water or dive in, and he goes snorkeling right there. I mean, it was just that gorgeous. I always like telling my little story and adding a flip flap or two. And Sue Wild, the crazy Canadian, she was swimming underneath our bungalow because it had a window through the floor. So I took a snapshot of that. And yep, it is. It's through the floor, and this is at night. So they have a little light that shines so you can see through it. It's just magical. It was really magical for us to be there. We got together with some of our close to my heart friends, and we met some new friends at the airport that were staying in the same place. Really nice people from Florida, Scott and Deb. Got to know them a little bit better. And We have Holly Vasilinak and her husband, Tom. What a great day. We had lunch together, some drinks, and just look at, how pretty all the papers work with the colors that are in the photos. And yeah, we are all smiles. What's not to smile about when you're on vacation, right? Look at that beautiful water. Just gorgeous. It really was. This is the Westin, and all of this beach area was available for us to use. It was really quiet at the resort, I must say, because it was just starting to, people were just starting to venture out again. Now this one, some of you girls did Living in Paradise with me. This was Footloose paper, but I made a special workshop, and I just couldn't help but use these papers because we had such a great excursion with this gentleman, Wilford, who took us out for the day. And we did so much that it took a couple of pages to document it. But here we are going out on this boat. And you have the famous Bali High Mountain featured here on the south from the movie. Love the flip-flops and just love being able to tell my story. And also I use PhotoJet and my Epson printer, but PhotoJet helps me get 2 photos in a 4x6 photo well. And then I'm also able to journal our friends that we were with, Barb and Mark Otten and Margie and Greg Gilbertson. We spend a lot of time with them. But isn't this great? Whoops, it goes on this page. Love all the details, the seashells. Many of you bought these seashells from Close to My Heart. They were nice, like a 3-inch, 2.5, 3-inch size. So here you can see Rick is just enjoying playing some music. He just grabbed the bongo, and Wilfred is playing his ukulele. And then he's telling us all about the coconuts and how he's going to show us how to open up one when we get to our little island of paradise. Another thing I like to do is to create, I love the fact that I was able to get 3 photos into this 4x6 photo well, and still it tells the story. You can see one of our boats here. Here I am with Wilford, and just how gorgeous everything is. Love that. Now, some of these are still available, the turtle and the fish on the website with the seahorse, I believe, so you could still check that out. That one is from a different kit, just like this one. This was Footloose, but I made it into Living in Paradise, which was a special workshop kit that I designed a couple of years ago. And I love the photos on here. The colors of the water are just, yes, they are turquoise. We also get a stamp set from Close to My Heart for every trip that we earn. So I was able to stamp some of those iconic images into this 2x2 photo well. Love that. And we get to swim with the stingrays and the sharks. Pretty much a lot of fun that, Wilfred was there holding him, and yeah, I don't really want to touch him, but I did. It was fun. They were nice. As long as he was feeding them, they were easy to be around. But I just love the good vibes and the most beautiful day, because it really was. This was one of my best excursions on this. We had such a great day that day. Love this too, and I can't believe, Wilford learned how to weave these hats from his grandmother. And he made every one of us a hat. There were probably 12 of us on the excursion, but you can see how the colors all work together. These are from Deck the Palms, and we are using our oxide inks to create this watercolor look. And, I just love that I used the lemonade cardstock here, which helped pop the colors from the hat. And Salty Hair and Sandy Toes, absolutely. Loved using At the Beach stamp set and thin cut to create this look too. Here's Margie and I. We got our hat. Barb got a hat, and the other couples that were with us. And he just did an amazing job. It was just such a fun day. Such a great day. Loved it. Coconuts. Coconuts and us. Look at how great. So when you crack open a coconut, or I should say unshell a coconut, they have a face. Each one is different. And it was really fun to see what they all look like underneath that hard shell. And it was just a great part of our excursion that Wilfred shared with us. And we not only opened them, so the guys unpeeled them basically, and then we got a chance to whack the coconut, which is what I was going to do, and I got it in pretty much 2 shots, And you can see I was very happy I got my coconut open. And here we are, Margie, Barb, and I with our coconuts, and how fun. It's just fun. And then Wilfred actually took them all and he shredded all the coconut for us to eat. We had coconut bread, and he also added the coconut milk to make an ahi tuna ceviche. So, but look at just that photo, and the papers of Deck the Palms were great. Just loved it. Just had so much fun. And you can see I took out some of my older stamps. Love that little hat. It was from a wooden stamp. So I like keeping some of the older stuff we had for tropical vacations. So this one is still the same excursion, and now you can see that I've numbered the photos. This is a 5x7 photo well, and I got 6 photos on this to tell the story of Wilfred setting up the table to make the fresh ahi tuna, which he brought with us. And he actually dipped the ahi tuna into the water so that it would rinse, but also capture the salt. So that was the salt flavor. And here I am squeezing out the shredded coconut to get the milk through a cheesecloth, and then also the limes so that we can have this delicious ceviche. Now here you can see I used the card front, and then I actually decided to tell the story 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on my little journaling here. So that's what's fun about having the opportunity to scrapbook things. I mean, you can change it out and do different things with it, and I love the way this came out. Now look at that food. And then he served it in some of the coconut shells. I mean, this was just one excursion, and I'm telling you, it was fantastic. Loved it. And this was on Moorea. Little R&R for Rick, and then our group getting a photo shoot. So yeah, great time. Really great time. And this is all Deck the Palms as well. 28 pages for Deck the Palms. Now this one was from Seize the Day. This is a couple of years ago we made this, and I still had this around. I thought, oh, this would work out really well. This is where we had happy hour every day at the hotel, at the inn there. And then just having our friends, Brenda and Jerry, Barbara and Mark, Margie and Greg, hung out with Margie and Greg all the time. And we just enjoyed going on different excursions. We tried some jet skiing with them. Just wonderful, wonderful vacation. Here's another layout, all smiles again. So loving this. And this was the beach, and just R&R for us here. You can see what I mean. Look, who's here? There's nobody on the chairs. It was that quiet. It was like having a private, close to my heart gathering with about 35 of your closest friends. That's what was so nice about it. Moorea is just beautiful, peaceful, non-commercial, and totally worth traveling to, for sure. And Rick getting ready to go snorkeling out in the water and just enjoying that whole process of, the tropics. So gorgeous there. But oh, by the way, you can see here, this is also how I used this card front and back, both pieces right here as a border along these pages. So we had a lot of fun creating this, and you can still create these and get all the videos, and I'll have the details on that shopping list for you if that's your interest. But here's another layout that I created, and I love the papers, the stickers that we used, and I ended up adding a couple little journaling things here, adding my photos. Love this photo of Rick and I getting ready to go out to just before dinner, and that gorgeous water is stunning, truly stunning. Celebrating with Margie and Greg on our deck. And then there was there was a show where they did all their Polynesian music and dancing, which was phenomenal. And we just took that one little photo of us to commemorate that. Love that. Another layout that's Deck the Palms. And I changed this one up a little bit. For those of you that did the original, we had 2 more vertical photos. I really didn't need vertical. I needed the horizontal photos. And this is Monica Wahangi and her husband and Jody. And we just went out for dinner, and she's the president of Close to My Heart. So we had a nice dinner together out in Moorea. This is what the West End looked like, just walking on the grounds. Stunning, really stunning. beautiful ponds with all the water lilies and the tropical flowers, and just really a great time. But the papers are gorgeous, and the layouts were so much fun to use my photos on. Then we come to more of the, I love the being outside and the tropical leaves and the palm trees and everything, and some of the other excursions where we did the Belvedere Lookout overlooking the Opunohu Valley and Cook Bays. So you can see it was just a gorgeous day, having fun with our friends, just going out, beautiful photos. And I am using my Epson PM400 to print my photos. Like I showed you before, I can get a couple of photos in a photo well, and I teach this as a class. It's only $20 to show you how you can do this online. And here you can see beautiful fruits. And there were some fresh bananas, and then I could tell my story behind the flip-flap right there. Love to journal, and I do write my own journaling. Sometimes I type it up. Depends on what I'm in the mood for and how much I want to get done, right? I love this layout. I love the way it came out. This is the one that we splattered with toffee and avocado shimmer brushes, and it really had some fun detail by doing that. And I changed out some of my photo wells a little bit. Once again, I took my white letters and I sponged them with ink, and love that I popped it up on this clover green. Here you can see I cut apart the card front just to use the ferns, as you can see here, and that cardstock that comes with Deck the Palms are color-coded with details on it, so they're gorgeous in all the colors. So tearing the paper, and here, this will give you an idea. You can see here that it has some tropical leaves. That was this particular motif on this pattern or this color paper. But just the pineapple fields were gorgeous, beautiful pineapple fields, and that was part of that excursion that day that we went out on. Really loved it. Now this is a different layout altogether. This was from Happiness Lives Here. And these were all the earners from Close to My Heart who came on the trip. There were some people who couldn't make the trip, unfortunately, but we always have a group shot of the consultants that have earned the trip, and it's just so nice that Close to My Heart gives us this opportunity, and you ladies helped me earn it, so thank you again. And loving the photos that they took, and then I'm just telling a little bit more about us together, that it was my 16th incentive trip to earn Close to My Heart. What an exciting destination. Definitely a bucket list item. And, you know, how many trips we've gone on with Margie and Greg. It's just been a blast. One of the details on this that I love is that I actually took this card, PML card, and just tore it. And it really is such a soft look. So have fun with our papers. Change the look a little bit and add them to your layouts. Here's another Deck the Palms layout that we created. Like I said, 28 pages, and I used them all. So you can see we went out to dinner. We left Moorea, and now we're on the island of Tahiti, and we had an Airbnb, and we went to the Blue Banana for dinner, which was excellent. And this was a photo right out the window, just right where we were sitting, basically, and just enjoying our dinner. We also had our own dinner at the inn, but the water where we were, the sunsets, everything was just gorgeous. This is actually Moorea, so that's where we spent our first week, and then we spent about 4 days on the island of Tahiti. But you can see all the colors, how everything works together. The stickers, really nice. The things that are stamped, thin cut. This is going back to Living in Paradise. This is not Deck the Palms. You can tell there's no lagoon in this, but I really wanted to use this layout because I just love the look, this like sand dune-y kind of look, and thought it would be nice to do. Love the photo I have here with Moorea in the background, the beautiful palm trees, Rick and I together, and then doing some kayaking, sea kayaking right there on the beach from our Airbnb. It's just gorgeous. But once again, I just love the design of the papers, and I'm glad that I saved my layouts so that I can use them and fill them in with photos. This is another one that was Living in Paradise. This is from, I created this one with a different Footloose paper, but it was just a special kit. But then again, I was able to use my photos. Love the little parakeet. We showed a lot of watercoloring technique on these. And here, I'm just going to use a flip flat that will flip up this way, that I stamped with Scenic Route because it was a day we took a ride for the whole day and just enjoyed it. Went to the lighthouse that's there. So pretty. So that was Venus Point. And this is actually, excuse me, the last layout that we used that has one of the new patterns in it. I love the soft mint and the flamingo that we used, the shimmer brushing that we did. But to me, this was like some of my favorite things, or seeing the different flowers that were there and photos that I had that really didn't fit into some of the other layouts, but just great reminders of the many waterfalls we saw along the way. Bali High was here. I love being able to print out on my photo. View of the Sofitel, beautiful flowers, the palm tree on one of the excursion drives that we did that day. Just the highlights. And then the very last page of my book is all about Rick and I going out our last night to dinner and celebrating 34 years. It was our anniversary, and just telling that story of where we went, which was the Le Lotus restaurant in Tahiti. This was our view right from our table, and we just had a lovely, lovely meal. So that's it. That's Tahiti. I hope you enjoyed going through this and seeing all the details. This is a great stamp set with thin cuts that we still sell, the card front thin cuts that we still have, as well as all the papers. So you want the paper pack, the coordinating cardstock, and everything's listed on the shopping list if you haven't purchased it yet and are now seeing this. Many of you have seen this before, but now you get to see it with photos. All right, well, thank you so much. If you have any questions, you can get in touch with me, and I look forward to sharing more close to my heart with you.